Pisces, welcome to your monthly Sidereal Astrology forecast for February of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology, very different from mainstream astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to click the link for more information. All right, so Pisces, this month we still have your ruler Jupiter conjoining up to the North Node within a 1-degree orb here, going into your 6th house. So this is all about new possibilities this year, seeing what's possible this early part, channeling that into where we might want to plant seeds, where you might want to have intentions. And I think for all of you Jupiter-ruled signs, you Pisceans being a part of that, it's all about seeing this new path shift and putting energy into that and cultivating that. And I think for you, it's slowly but surely becoming more and more about the self-improvement or the daily tasks. You know, your North Node's going into your 6th house, which is actually where you've already had Jupiter. So for the past roughly 6 months, there should continue to be, and you've probably noticed, a lot of expansion and possibility with the daily stuff. So this could be with self-improvement, it could be with your work, it could be with your health, your regiments, right? The things that you consider your earthly aspects of life, and really channeling your spirituality, channeling who you are in a very grounded sense, so that we embody it, we can help, we can give, we can do all these things in that earthly sphere. So whether it's work for some of you, whether it's self-improvement, whether it's health, whatever it might be, continued expansion with that, I would imagine, with Jupiter in that 6th. Now, Jupiter is retrograde, so for these next few months of the year, it's about having this more internal approach to the whole thing, right? Going within, reflecting on it, but still, with the North Node, channeling it, putting energy into it, and cultivating that 6th house. Now, that's going to be the first half. Then on the 5th and 6th, as a part of this, Venus will be conjoining up to Pluto in that 10th house. So there's a lot of transformation occurring still with your career this month, or with your legacy or your public image in some sense. But I don't think nearly as much as last month with all that Mercury retrograde. So now Mercury's direct. You probably learned quite a bit, or maybe something in particular that was important about the big picture things, your career, your legacy, but all that's starting to move forward. Now here around the 5th and 6th, Venus is going to go over that Pluto, so it's good to be open to change here once again, but I think it's a lot easier with this. I think you can actually enjoy this month, at least the first half, these perhaps relationships at work, enjoy the work environment or the career, and really achieving that big picture success in life, which is what the 10th house is. But making change there, being open to change, clearing out the old, I think will be important around this first to second week. Now, around the 8th rather, we do have a new moon in Capricorn. So there are new beginnings involving your hopes, wishes, dreams, and maybe even in regards to your organizational or group things, maybe even with friends and whatnot. So it's a subtle energy. It's a good time to reflect, to go within around this time, see where you want to plant seeds for the next 6 months regarding these visions or these collective things. And setting those intentions is great, moving that energy forward, and you could even see this month some culminations with those areas as a result. Now, Mars is going to be well aspected this month, but one thing I do want to mention is that with this new moon, just do take it nice and slow, nice and patient with it, because Mars will be squaring up to that. That's a Mars that's in your 8th house, and this is a bit different from last month, where this tail end of January, you probably started to notice this shift to where you're probably more motivated to connect to the truth, right? Whether it's truth with relationships, truth with yourself, truth with life, basically, which is Mars in that 8th, and that's great. Really getting down to the bottom of things and really seeing the the real picture and what's really meaningful to you. But with that, just take it nice and slow, nice and grounded, and whatever slow and steady actions that you might be inspired in regards to motivation around this new moon. Now, speaking of that Mars, though, very well aspected pretty much all month. Around the 9th, Mars is going to be trining up to Chiron. So there is some good healing energy. And I think this is healing the deeper aspects of yourself. Also, maybe with the financial or material side of things, your values could be quite rejuvenated and quite good. And also your philosophy or your outlook on life, since Mars rules both your 2nd and your 9th. Now, around the middle part of the month, the 13th and 15th in particular, Mars is going to be sextiling up to that North Node Jupiter conjunction. So this being your ruler, you guys should be feeling quite motivated. In fact, I would say to maybe develop those crafts or those daily activities or routine or work or whatnot. And I think it's excellent with that sextile. There's an opening for that. I think you could be believing in yourself. There's a lot of focus on what motivates you, and you can really channel that into these expansions and these possibilities, which are a potential for you involving that sixth house. Now on the 14th, the sun goes into Aquarius, so you guys will probably notice a shift this month going into the deeper side of things in terms of your spirituality. You know, the sun in the 12th house is that next month you're going to have some new beginnings here. It's going to be a new time for your alone time, your spiritual time out. So it's good for the second half to do those things. I think it could be quite easy going, at least when you have that faith and trust and willingness to go with the flow, which is usually qualities already strong in Pisces, depending on what you're watching this for. But with that, I think you can gain energy. I think it's through meditation, through peace, presence, faith. There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of prana, and you can even learn a lot about yourself spiritually this second half of the month. Now at that same time, Mercury and Venus go into that 11th. So things will continue, I think, to be about those hopes, wishes, dreams, as well as maybe any group or organizational things, or with your friends or whatnot. And I think there's a lot to learn about that. I think with Mercury in the 11th, there could be a lot of communication, a lot of social energy perhaps, but at least a lot of learning that can take place in regards to this these group or collective things. And I think you can enjoy them nonetheless with Venus in there as well this second half, right? Maybe even connecting with friends, meeting people, networking, these kinds of things with Venus in the 11th. Now on the 23rd, Jupiter does oppose up to Chiron, so there is this healing energy, as there has been with your ruler since last year. So with this, there's this rejuvenation, there's this healing that's been taking place, and I think for you it's with your routine and how you can balance these daily activities with the deeper side of life. Neptune and Chiron's been in your 12th house, and so there's a lot of healing going on in the deep psyche for many years with Chiron there, a lot of faith and trust that you're learning about, going with the flow and whatnot. But with this, I think when you do see that there really is no difference, there really is no opposition between your daily work and your grounded work and your spiritual life, right? And that they're one and the same thing. Your true work is your spiritual work, and spirituality even takes work, right? So seeing that, right, which is that 12th house, meditation, these kinds of things take routine and discipline and pragmatism. So when you find that balance between the daily and the spiritual, I think you can find that quite rejuvenated, and I think that will be a theme this last week of the month. We are going to have a full moon in Leo in that 6th house, so if you've been involved with anything in regards to work or the daily activities over the past 6 months, this could be a culminating point for a lot of that, or at least an awareness point for this area, and maybe even again with your self-improvement. And so with this awareness, it's great to channel that and put energy into the other areas of your life. Now on the 28th, the sun will be conjoining up to your your modern day ruler Neptune in that 12th. So here you guys could be feeling quite expressive around the 28th. But again, it's all behind the scenes, right? So it could be that you're working behind the scenes, could be that you're getting that meditative, that alone time or whatnot. But in either case, it's great to see, it's great to have that spiritual insight of the sun, which does happen once a year, going over Neptune, which helps us see how we can have more of that faith, trust, and going with the flow energy in the general energies of our life. All right, Pisces, so have a great month. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.